This is the Idea Morning Digest, and our topic is reverberating across capitals from Washington to Abuja, in short, all over the world right now. On January 3rd, the United States military forces conducted a high profile operation in Venezuela, seizing President Nicolás Maduro and his wife and bringing them to the United States to face federal charges. And this unprecedented action, denounced by South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa and all other prominent Nigerian scholars as a violation of international law and national sovereignty, has ignited global debate on the limits of power, international norms, and the future of regional stability. So I want you to stay with us as we try our best to unravel what this means for global order and for Africa's role in defending sovereign rights. So, Mary, let's talk about sovereign president rigs. Because, when I first read this, when I didn't react with shock. When I first saw all of this news, I didn't react with shock because, geopolitics always have that way to play out power, to do their own power plays. But I was just very struck with the boldness. I know that the US president have been flexing power somehow because it has happened to our country somehow. But I was just shocked with the boldness because in their case, I know we are talking about sovereignty, yes. Yeah. We are talking of sovereign nations. But the case of Venezuela now is even more, is different from the case of Nigeria because we see the US go out. I heard that they've been training for months to carry out that operation. I mean, they have been training, and according to him, the team, the military team that carried out, the U.S. military team that carried out that operation were, categorized by young people. I think the oldest should be like 35 or 36. That was what he said. Like the president of the United States has flexing power. But when we want to talk about sovereignty here, we know in academic terms, if we look at sovereignty, we'll say, it's a sovereign nation, people should not interfere. But we have seen that on the 3rd of January, it became real in a way that we have never seen before. We are seeing, global powers like the US using force inside a sovereign nation, inside a sovereign state, to seize their leader and fly him to its own court, the US court. I don't mean Venezuela's court. They flew him to their own court, to the US court. And the lines are very blurred here for me. I'm just thinking between policing and, bringing, we're talking about justice now. I'm just thinking about, okay, justice, yes, this president must be brought to justice, but he pleaded guilty for all of these charges. If truly he has been committing all of these crimes, all of these anomalies, carrying out with all of these illegal operations, trafficking drugs and whatnot, then I'm saying justice needs to be served. Okay. But when we talk of justice needs to be served, we are not talking of using coercive, that power. We are talking of using, the optics matters here because, let's be honest, and I know a lot of, most pundits will not, want to voice this, but I will say it. Even if Maduro is guilty of crimes, this is not me trying to, justify Maduro's action. But I'm saying even if he is guilty of all of these serious crimes and allegations, because I remember that even the country, the citizens of this country have complained of some systemic failures with his regime. But then, with plus all of these, criminal charges. But if he is guilty of these crimes, then I do not stand with is the method to which the US have used, yes, on this matter. That is where the problem, I think, lies for me. And if one powerful nation can, override another country, another state that says it is a sovereign state, whenever it wants, it has even trained to carry out the operation, then I'm just looking at what is going to stop other developed nations too from interfering with other, should I say, other nations that are not really regarded as developed nations, talking of Nigeria now, talking of Ghana, especially so many African nations, you know, what is going to stop all of these other powerful nations? That means tomorrow China can wake up and say, I want to, strike in Ghana, or I want to strike in Nigeria. What is stopping them from similar interventions? If we say the definition of threats, has become very elastic, that other sovereign nation can interfere in another sovereign nation's, problem. So I find it very scary. I find it scarier than the crime itself that they said President Maduro has committed.
Okay.
This interference and whatnot, it brings a lot of fear to my mind.
I
Mary.
mean, the way he was taken from his residence is actually alarming. Like, he was not even treated like a president when he was taken out of that place. I feel there are other ways to go around these things. If he actually has been committing all those crimes, which it was stated that he was committing, there were other means of getting him. There were other means of, he can be invited. He can be invited. I just feel he can be invited other than just entering his house in an unannounced for taking him unaware, and his wife along with him. I mean, he's a sitting president, for Christ's sake. He's not like he's an ex-president. So it's very alarming. It's very alarming, and like I said, very demeaning too. Because let's respect his position, no matter his offense. Let's respect his position, and this will put fear, like you said, in other people's mind. Like, okay, does it mean that we can just be walked into like that, taken like that, without any explanation? I believe when they walked into his house, they didn't even give him any explanation why they came. They just carried him.
The explanation is out there.
They just carried him. Go and, the explanation is there. You explain, but not with us. You understand?
Of trafficking drugs.
So I can imagine.
Bunkering oil.
Yeah, but they didn't tell him immediately. He didn't get the chance to.
He should know that they have been trailing him for this long.
Yeah, he knows.
According to them,
he should know actually.
Running,
okay,
so to them. So that's why they have to carry out, according to
suddenly
serious
crime,
drug kingpin.
Okay,
like it's an organized crime. His wife, him,
it's a joint crime.
This is like a movie to me. It's like one of those Hollywood
exactly. The way they got himself is very funny. It's very funny.
The US are now taking this their
very seriously,
because they're always saving the world. So I think they're out there this year.
Just like the one that happened in Nigeria on the 3rd. We were just here trying to finish our chicken. We just heard another news.
That was Happy New Year to us. Or Happy Christmas first.
It was Happy Christmas.
It happened the Christmas Eve night.
Yes. It was Happy Christmas to us.
Happy Christmas.
So,
what it did.
Like you said, flexing of power. Could that be it?
I think it's the whole, all of these, they are superhero movies.
Okay.
Yes, it's
coming to play.
It's always, we are trying to save the world. I'm not mocking the US, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But if we want to talk about the human side of this now.
Yes. That's the human side I'm trying to explain.
I'm even talking about the regional instability it is going to bring to citizens of Venezuela at this time. I saw some of them in Spain, because most of them. First of all, let's go back to Venezuela's economy. It's not doing so good at all. Venezuela is one of the is suffering from one of the highest humanitarian crises as we speak. So they have been faced with a whole lot of things. Most Venezuelans are not in Venezuela. They're in other nearby countries and other countries too, not close by.
That's because the president is not doing well.
Exactly, trying to hustle because the country is not doing so well. They have been trying to hustle, do a lot of things. We saw that in Spain they were protesting. Venezuela, they were protesting, they were chanting out there. Well, it was kind of a demonstration. I don't know if I should call it a protest, kind of a demonstration there. People, most of the citizens there they were happy that the US carried out that, intervened.
Yes.
But I'm just looking at it. You are happy and you are not in your country. As a citizen of your country, I charge every citizen of their country to stay back in their country and see how they can make their country progress. I understand that leaders are charged with these responsibilities too, and whenever they scatter the economy or the system, it affects everybody. But you as a citizen, you are outside. Most of the time, I think it's most of these people who like to japa that like to,
the Japa
call
squad.
out their countries the
Yeah.
most. But I think it's our responsibility. It's a collective responsibility. Every citizen must see how their country is going to be developed.
Mm.
You want to represent your country out there, and you want to represent your country in a good light.
Of
If your
course.
country is being mistreated like this for whatever reason, or if you are not representing your country well, your country is not represented well outside the world, I don't think you have grace outside the world
Of
too.
course,
people
yes.
will people will mistreat you as well. People will
Yes.
not give you chance at all. So I feel like whatever happens to the country, it will affect. If you like, fly to the moon, it will affect you there. The aliens there in the moon, I don't know if people believe they are aliens or
Because your
anybody in the moon,
country is
but
your
then
country.
yes, they will treat you different. They will say, oh, is it not that country that they are doing like this, doing like this? I Last year, Wole Soyinka was still complaining
Okay.
about how he's been treated in airports. I think his visa was revoked or something. He was saying a lot of things, and that is not the first time. This is a man that has lived through decades, and I've read his books, I've read
I
most of
have
his
to.
poems,
I have to.
and some of his poems complains about, all of this, how Africans are being treated, how Nigerians are being treated, how black people are being treated and whatnot, So about representation, he mostly complains about representation. So if you say, me, I don't live una for this country, now una sabi,
Definitely.
you're shooting yourself too. You're shooting
Exactly.
yourself. So I
Exactly.
just feel like we should do better to our citizens. And I was talking about regional security instability, what it's going to do. Because if I want to take this from, because what is happening on ground now in Latin America matters a lot, because um, it's will affect the rest of the world too, including Africa.
Yeah.
If we want to put this in simple terms, it's more like we have the head of state now is being removed overnight, just like you said, Mary, you know, by foreign army. And I'm just looking at it. It creates that power vacuum. At what state are they leaving the people? Because, people don't just wait politely and sit down and say, okay, we'll wait until our president is back so the
Back.
system can go back to order.
Yeah.
They are protesting. People are rioting, People will want to flee. Different things will take place. People want to start, the whole Japa thing now will increase.
Of
They
course,
will want to
yes.
start moving. Remember, most Venezuelans are not in their country. They are seeking greener pastures elsewhere. But then,
Now that the
we are trying
president
to
is
cut some of
taking,
it. It will
yes,
increase. All of
it
these
will
things will
increase.
begin to stretch all of these
So
aids, foreign aids,
where
will
is the
stretch them thin.
solution? Where is the solution that they've put on ground
You
already
get
before taking their president? No matter how you would say the
I
president is
think
terrible.
President Donald Trump came out and said, U.S. there's international trade going on, so it's going to affect the global markets seriously, painfully. And if external companies, how would I put it, hesitate to invest in Venezuela, who will suffer? The citizens of Venezuelans will
Of
suffer at
course.
the end of the day, because all of these things we are seeing now, it's only bringing instability. It's going to tighten. It's even going to tighten insecurity. I was talking about migration.
Yeah.
Let's even leave migration. People can now, come into their country, do whatever they like, unnecessary global, infiltrations, and all of these things will be tightened. Markets flow will be tightened too, and that could push a lot of things to be on hold, and it will affect a lot of economies, like I've said before, in ways that aren't going to be headline sexy. Let me put it like President Trump, he will say, oh, like our president, President Tinubu, you say sexy, but it's going to hit people. It's going to hit people
Very
so
hard.
so bad,
Yeah.
and it's going to hit people. So why politicians, why people, citizens, everybody, the whole world are coming out to debate the legality of this issue, the illegality of this issue, sovereignty or no sovereignty. You know, business people are asking, normal citizens are asking, please, how are we going to eat? How are we going to carry on with life
My,
at the
my
end of the
issue
day?
now is how are they going to correct this in the mind or in the eyes of people? Because with the debate going on, how are they going to, what do they want to say to justify their actions, really, if they want to? I don't feel they will, but I'm just saying, like if they want to come
The
outside
US
that,
always have something to say. The
okay,
US will not go out and do something and will not have something to say. I mean,
oh,
the president is. out there. He's writing every now and then. I mean, did he give your
Okay.
country a reply?
For where?
Okay. He went on with what he, I mean, after the whole, you don't call us a country of particular, or call us a country of particular, oh, it is good or it is not good. Oh, intervention or no intervention. When the strike hits
Hit.
Nigeria,
But
whether
I,
you are
but
here or you are,
I,
nobody, everybody
I,
just heard it from his
I didn't know I didn't
socials.
know he was going to go through with that anymore.
I know the
I
US.
relaxed
The
based on.
US are who they say they are.
Oh,
You don't take the US threats lightly, and you don't take President Donald Trump's threats. It's not threats. He's not threatening anybody. He's saying what he's saying. That is it. He's a very blunt man. He's a very
yeah.
polarizing figure. And when I think about him, I always remember. My mind goes back to President Muhammadu Buhari.
Worry.
He has that polarizing. He's a polarizing figure too. They have that, if they this is it and this is it. But we know that President Donald Trump, okay,
So
is who he says he
someone
is.
said on one of all the
Mm,
social media had it that since this has happened to Venezuela, are we
mm.
expecting war in
I think
Nigeria
that's the fear.
with
That's why,
what is going on now?
exactly. I think that's why all of this African Union, African leaders, different parts of the world, everybody have been worried, especially Africa, because I saw a comment yesterday when I was going through socials, and somebody was saying, what concerns all of these African people? Why are they talking about it? And there's this group. I was watching a news station yesterday, and there's this group that came on, that were protesting.
Okay.
Was it yesterday, early hours of yesterday, or the day before yesterday? They were protesting. They said they are all of these socialist movement group, and they are Venezuelans, like they are Nigerians, but they are, according to them, they are pro Venezuela. And what
Okay.
did they even put? I don't know. They were sharp protesting against the US,
Okay.
against the raid, that they should, that it's not right, blah blah blah. And so some comments were read, and some people were saying, what is their business? And I was like, it is their
It's their
business.
business,
It
of
is their
course.
business. We are in a sovereign state. We have seen close to similar thing happen
First
in
hand.
our country. So
Yes.
we have a right to
To complain.
complain. We have a right to talk. We put our mouths. We have to put our mouth, because we are talking about it's a humanitarian issue right now. We
Yeah.
are talking about, because it could lead to something we may likely not be able to handle at the end of the day.
Of
So I
course.
think it concerns all of us. So for us to say it doesn't concern, I mean, I've emphasized, or I've listed some of the ways it can affect us. There is nowhere in this world that something will happen to that will not affect other parts of the world. It
Exactly.
will somehow affect
Affect
other,
whether
even
you
the
like it
smallest
or
country in the
yes.
world.
Yes,
If
of
it
course.
dissolves today or disappears today, it will affect every part of the world, even parts of the world that do not know that that place exists. It will still affect them.
Of
That's just
course.
the truth, and we just have to get the perspective right here, because what we are just saying, as we and those Venezuelans in the diaspora community, and they're the ones in the country, they just want to understand, because at the end of the day, all of us are connected. We just want
Yes.
to see. We just, at the end of the day, we just want to see a country that is working, where a government that will be accountable,
That will favor the
that will
people.
favor the people, that will shape narratives for the people. Because aside even the economic pressure and representation and whatnot, and the economic pressure, I talk about the representation. This is not good for to shape the narrative of the country.
Of
And